We got to spend a day in Paris before leaving France after our Eastern France Rick Steves tour. We stay at our favorite hotel in the Montmartre area, which isn't as touristy but close enough to what we like to do. Usually we just walk around, take our time, but since we only had a day and a half, we hopped onto one of those on-off buses, then just sat down and let the driver do the driving around. This is a great way to actually save a lot of money instead of taking cabs and subways because the on-off tours hit all the areas that you would like to see, and then you can roam around from there, go back to the places where they do the pickups and the drop-offs, and even some of the places are actually right near subway stations. But a word of note, they are not all the same. Some are better than others, so it's always better to do your homework before actually going there. The Palais de Concorde is an area with a lot of palaces, government buildings, a hotel, an obelisk from Egypt. It's also the gateway to the Louvre. So it is also the place where the Bastille used to be, but it was torn down during the French Revolution, and many people lost their heads on this site. As Rick Steve puts it, it's the most famous place in Paris with nothing to see. You get to the Eiffel Tower, the Place de Concorde, which is actually a subway station, and from there you can walk to the Louvre or to the Arc de Triomphe down the Champs-Élysées, but it is not as close as it looks. There's a lot of stores and restaurants along the street. You drive around the Opera House, Notre Dame before the fire, obviously. It may never look this way again. You walk around, you see the different bridges, a statue of Thomas Jefferson, the Latin Quarter. You can get off at any of these spots. Oh, I should mention, try to make sure you always know about where you are in relationship to where you want to be or get back to, because when it's quitting time, you don't get a notice. It's, okay, everybody off the bus, I'm going to the garage. The Church of St. Severin and the relics of Ursula and her maids. Bouncy cars are everywhere. This is Shaka-Kor. Napoleon didn't like it, and he almost destroyed it when he came to power. Montmartre is actually the highest land point in Paris, and one of my favorite places. It's like artist central. This area is where the people of the Impressionist time period, Monet, Renoir, Degas, Picasso, Toulouse-Lautrec, Suzanne Velladon, just to mention a few, used to live here, and they would come here and do a lot of their painting. There's also a tram if you don't want to walk up the 300 steps from the Moulin Rouge area to get up here. Some movie or TV show was being shot. Heading toward the Louvre Museum, you cannot see everything in 1 or even 2 days. Actually, if you try to do too much in one day, things just begin to mash together in your head. So you really need to get breaks for lunch, just sit down for a while. Although you kind of never feel like you want to because you always feel pressed for time, but believe me, you can only take in so much unless you specifically know what interests you have, and then you shoot right for that area.